Okay, let us see, and we will see how it goes. Okay, I have straightened up almost everything. I am clear to go. I'm still battling back tiny hordes of barbarians that I massively outnumber, and I continue to integrate the north. I'm settling barbarians up there, which is odd. Even I had my limits, I couldn't fight them all. But I fought most of them. Gotia. Gotia is still a thing, as is Dania. The Danes and the Gotians control most of the remaining Germanics. There aren't too many left, but what there is, Gotians and the Danes do control the majority of them. Okay, I just had my first Empress take over, and she now has the option, and she is going to take the option, to enact the Edict of Evangelicalists, which means the empire is well over 20% Christian, and it is embracing Christianity, finally. That is surprising. Now, that, if nothing else will lead to a civil war, that will lead to the inevitable beginning of the Third Roman Civil War. If it doesn't, I would be surprised. Once again, more troubles. What can you do? Just deal with what you can. Fight them back as you can. It's sometimes easier said than done. I had so many troubles at this point. Yay, I discovered a new way to do things. Okay, so it looks like it is time for little civil wars to begin. The tiny wars. The ones that I didn't think I'd have to worry about. But, I did just enact Christianity, so some people, seems like the Hellenic people, where their religion was quite powerful for quite a few millennia, are not too terribly happy with my choice to say this Middle Eastern god that worships a boy is particularly good. So, now the question is what left? Oh, I forgot I did that. I cliented Getia, meaning I completely control the Balkans. Like there's nothing left that's against me. I could pull them in, and another little kingdom falls to me. Another little kingdom falls to me. And another little king. Yeah, that I'm. So it looks like even as little provinces rebel, I put the rebellions down and I win. I'm not sure if this could go wrong at this point. It's going far too right. Crushing all these little rebellions. Not sure if I'm going to see it or not, but I do know at some point the Huns do invade. And I don't even think they make it too far into the German lands. Not sure what happens, but I don't see much of them. I just know I get an announcement that they're invading, and then I see nothing else. I think the last I see of them, well, just a while yet. Okay, so as things continue to alter and balance out, I continue to have some financial trouble by the looks. Keep going broke. One problem with this game is running out of money didn't really have enough of an effect once you started steamrolling. It had a decent effect early on. Like if you were small and you ran out of money, you were in trouble. But the later in the game you get, the more money you get. Take it, I am playing with a mod that allows me to get way larger than the game intended. And the other mod the mod also that I'm using that allows you to get to that point in the game doesn't let you, doesn't really compensate. I think maybe the barbarians should have been double, if not triple that size, and also a method to further the damage of economic problems. So if you run out of money, you don't just lose mercenaries, but you also lose loyalty around. That would be good no matter what. You run out of money, you run out of loyalty. People aren't as loyal. Rebellions increase. They do kind of go hand in hand a little bit, but they're not tied to each other, which they should be, in my opinion. They really should be. It would make the game much more interesting. If you can't pay your people, they ain't exactly going to be loyal. It's real life, too. You can't pay your employees, they'll find a better job. No loyalty. The first Empress is not doing a terrible job, but she is starting to struggle to hold Britannia, I'm noticing, which is disconcerting as the Huns approach. Kadia, not Getia, that was the one I took. It was the same as the basic lands of Getia, but they had at some point broken off from Getia and named themselves Kadia. I don't know why I forgot that and didn't see it, but I did. Whatever. I've lost some lands to the barbarians in the north. Thought at one point I completely directly owned all that land. I guess I didn't. Guess I never completely directly owned all of it. Barbarian battles. I still wish that the mod allowed more barbarians. And although barbarians, this is the other thing I think about this game, although barbarians do cause damage, and if you're a small civilization without very much, even early in the game playing as Rome, once you get just Italy, if they're attacking the outskirts of Italy, it's so far away from your core, it don't matter. So you can just wait, expand, and then push it back. So they always attack the outskirts, they end up losing people. The mod I had created such large stacks of barbarians to think it would do something, but never did. Seems as though after my forefront war, I have had a growing discontent, especially since I declared Christianity to be the major religion of the empire. Not sure why I've had a growing discontent, but I have had a growing discontent. And Christianity is really taken the Middle East and is actually taking most of Greece at this point, the origin of the Hellenic faith. Well, Most of it. There's still parts of the Hellenic faith that don't come from there, but still. That little Middle Eastern religion is winning. But I'm losing lands, I've noticed. I'm starting to lose lands despite my massive army size, and I'm losing gold. Huh. Intriguing. Wonder what's causing that. The loss of lands and the slow crumbling of the empire due to the Christianity. And the part that I'm losing lands are the part that's not fully Christianized yet. And the part that's suffering massive barbarian invasions. And for some reason, during all of this, I decided, let's go to war with Egypt again. Because even though you can't secure your own borders, you're trying to expand them. These obviously are not my oldest borders. But still, sometimes I do things that don't make sense to me, ever. Okay, it has happened. There is a missing section here. There's a few years missing, but it has finally occurred. The split in the Roman Empire. We have split in half. The civil war has begun. Uh, Christianity has led to a lot of discontent, and the split has finally occurred. But I did win the civil war. I reorganized and I split the empire east and west. I gave the empire on the east to my son so I wouldn't be distracted by going to war with Egypt anymore. Let him declare war on Egypt, on the old Persian Empire now known as Kushan. I will now focus on attempting to hold back the barbarians and prevent these breakouts of civil war in the west. As you can see, I have already lost a lot of land to them. The Civil War itself that created the East and Western split, that was nothing compared to all the little rebellions that have taken place. And with my empire as spread out as it was, I could not do much. Again, when I said earlier, the split would only happen if it needed to. Yeah, it needed to, because it had the Eastern Roman Empire mostly in the western half of the empire. Yeah, not good. I'm mostly trying to placate these little barbarians. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so I am truly suffering now. I am unable to stop this bleeding of money. And although I am consistently at war, I am losing lands in Britannia. I am losing lands all over. Hispania. I'm selling lands to try to maintain my money at this point. It's what I'm doing. Selling my lands to try to prevent myself from continuously going bankrupt. Because as I get smaller and have less direct control, it becomes harder and harder and harder and harder. And with my second son controlling the East, and my daughter destined to control the West after my death. That is, unless I already died in a video that was corrupted, which is possible. And again, I'm just losing too much too fast. It would be a perfect time for loyalty to be struck down. I am at war with somebody. I don't know who. War with multiples. There are many rebellions forming. It is happening fast. It is happening too fast. It just is what it is. I can't do much to stop it. The barbarians are invading. The rebellions are occurring. And every time I lose a client, I declare war on them to force them to pay. And I win those wars and I reincorporate the land, but still, it's the bitter back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's taking a while. From what I can see, the Eastern Empire is quite stable. It has all the money, it has a strong capital, it's doing quite well for itself. Mm. Okay, I see what's going on. I had a little civil war that was the African states down to the south. Turns out it's seeming to just crumble into me. So even though I split to prevent civil wars, I just cannot stop the civil wars. They are just too much. Too much. So these little wars are going to take quite a while. I'm going to go a little quiet, I'm sure, because there's not much more I can say. It's just a waiting game for the next major thing, and it ends up being a lot of repetitive of this. I said once we had a major change, and here it is. Um, I'm suffering a loss. I can't beat him, I don't have the men, and I am letting go a major part. Trinovantia. I'm abandoning England. I'm walking away from it. I do not have the control of it. I do not have the manpower up there. I'm actually very low on manpower right now, and I cannot keep it up. I cannot do anything about it. I had to let it go. So that is the end of that. And in fact, that is the beginning of the end of the empire. Inevitably, the empire will crumble because it was huge. We all knew the empire would eventually crumble. That's that. Abandoning Britannia. The Germanics invading all of Gaul. Conquering pieces all over. Constant rebellions. No one saw it coming. No one saw it coming like this. No one saw it coming at all. And yet here it is. The fall of the Western Roman Empire. The fall of the city of Rome. Is it upon us? Could it be here? Let us watch and find out.
Crusader Kings 2. I've mixed it with the when the world stops making sense mod. Did a little mixing, trying to get like Islam to pop up in a couple hundred years. Got those northern Germanic territories are combined under Dania. I don't think it's gonna last. That couldn't be too strong. Never was. This is my former territory all collapsed. Here as well. Quadia used to be a direct province of mine, liberated near the end of the Imperator Rome. I'm not going to talk about my nation yet or what trouble I'm going to face. The Eastern Roman Empire is pretty much still exactly as I left it, except I'm noticing. Nope, right here. Here's the Mesopotamian thing. Persia. Not much has changed about Kushan, as they call themselves. Gothonia, there was some barbarians came in, took a bunch of land there. Other than that, we can actually see the the Rus and the Siberian peoples. UAG, they came in a while ago, showed up. But the Maryans, they had so many civil wars in the last game. I hate to imagine how this game's gonna go. But yeah, now down to me. Somehow, and I don't know how this is, I've got this little tiny province up here. I can't break it free. It's part of my de jure. Lovely. This rejoined me. Don't know how that did, but it did. Um, Other than that, most of what was not totally broken away from me, my client states all came back under my control.
Let me interject right here and mention that I'm currently playing as the daughter of the ruler who pretty much destroyed the Roman Empire, and her brother is the ruler of the Eastern Roman Empire. Problem is, the transfer didn't recognize them as siblings, and for the first few hundred years, I haven't done anything about it at the point of me recording this voiceover. Not sure if I'm going to go in and combine all the cloudy houses into one. Not even sure if I can or if I'd want to, but that's what I would need to do.
Now, I did set the rules up here to be kind of strict, because I wanted a tough game. I have a limit of 2 in my demets. I have 22. Yep, yep, way too many counties. And I have a limit of 7 vassals. So what are you thinking that's going to do? Oh, yes. My entire court hates my guts, which is pretty much lining up to where I was previously. Slowly collapsing empire. I do have gold, and I'm making gold every month. That pretty much lines up. Prestige, piety, all lines up pretty well. 970, that's my total size. Let's see, this is special minor titles are grantable. I could designate a regent. That is somebody I want to be with high stewardship to manage the realm as best they can. At this point, I'm not capable of caring what they think of me. Can't do a eunuch or a dwarf, but I can do a court jester. How about I do the literal stupidest person in the realm? Second stupidest, not my own husband. That would be kind of bad. Keeper of the Swans. The post of Master of Swans. So we'll just give these to pretty much anyone. It really don't matter. Master of the Horse, which Master of the Horse is all the way back to the Roman Republic era and is the symbol of power. Master of the Hunt. We shall give that to you, because it really don't matter. The High Almona. The handing out of alms. We'll go with someone with high learning here. Cupbearer, that one doesn't really matter. Seneschal, organizer of feasts. So actually with we want someone who's diplomatic to do that one. Court tutor, smartest one available. Court musician, entertain someone. Intrigue, martial, diplomacy. We'll go pretty high there. Commanders. Looks like I already have enough commanders. My council. Directly, this is my small council. My positions, that's the council. The marshal. Do I have anyone who's better equipped? I do. So, sir, I'm firing you. Special minor titles are grantable. Oh, I promoted a commander. Okay. I want someone high in marshal to take over that role. What about my steward? Do I have anyone with better stewardship? I wouldn't call that significant enough. What about a better spy master? I do. I really need a better chancellor. Um, which is going to use him to improve all diplomatic relations. Suppress revolts. We want to keep revolts down. We want to keep you collecting taxes. Sabotage apartments. No, build a spy network. Yes, we will build a spy network right here. So we're currently November 18th of the year 450. That makes sense. Okay, let's see. New important decision. Ask for help managing. Council of Nicaea. Not sure what I did, but I'm also gonna ask for help managing my titles. Allowing me to grant another commander. Yep, okay, I need a character focus. Let's see, she is... Wow, I have not seen a worse character in my life. My heir is my husband. He will take all titles. He's also not a member of the Claudi family. Augustus Camillus of Western Roman Empire. Hunting. Take that one. Why not? And pick an ambition. Oh, good lord, what's this? Room and air. Build a war chest. Just amass wealth. See what's this? Oh, and I can't take any more vassals. So what I need to do, and not much I can do, but speed it up. See what type of speed this takes. Okay, that didn't take long. Within days. Huh. Within days, everyone just overtook. Wow, okay. That took a couple of days for everything to just get shaken up massively. I literally lost so many people. Wow. Absolutely wow. Physician lost as well. Wow. And increased council power in the Western Roman Empire and independence. See, this is a problem I'm gonna have. Zusk events.32.name. No idea what that means. A great holy war for Dania. The great Kohen Gadol Constance has declared a great holy war against King Dania and the adherents of Odin in the kingdom of Dania. All righteous Jewish men are called to arms in the name of God. What's going on? Okay. Trashed.
Welcome back to Dungeon Master Therapy. How can I help you today?
Okay, finally got it going. And I got the Rise of Islam in, I got the Council of Nicaea going.
Okay, so what happened to that group?
I have launched the Council of Nicaea. So now we move. Independence is wow.
Yeah. Okay, so what? They're like all bards then? Actually, yeah, that's pretty close. What made you say that? Because Adam Sandler
Okay.
actually is. No, yeah, that's true. But they're all bards and multi-class into a different class that Adam Sandler started. There's no way. Yeah, try me. The Ranger, Adam Sandler, the Ridiculous Six, the Robe. I would say fun, but I'm just glad Florida hasn't done it. What are you doing? See how I can raise the rent without raising the wages before people revolt.
Full independence of charity and other. I have no choice. And
Considering I have rent control laws, yeah.
that was it.
Orlando's by 20. Every week I think there's no way you could be the worst state again, and then every week you prove me wrong. I'm trying to eliminate the minimum age for marriage. Excuse me? I don't pass a near total abortion ban. That's nothing.
So I do exist still.
Cody, you have a son. 177. But who's counting? Say fun. I'm just glad Florida hasn't done it.
So somehow my empire just crumbled.
You again. You are awesome. You are smart. You are handsome. You matter. Every day, hundreds of men kill themselves because there's a stigma about mental health and that men shouldn't ask for help when they need it. Fuck the stigma. You're a human being. You're allowed to feel emotions. You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel scared.
Wow.
You're
I'm
always
surprised Egypt hasn't crumbled yet.
carrying weight on your shoulders, and you think the only way to fix that is by killing yourself. Please don't do it. Talk to someone. Anyone. I promise you, your life.
More independence. I legit can't fight them. They have so much more power than me.
Awesome. Are smart.
My empire has suddenly just like completely crumbled.
There's a stigma about mental health and that men shouldn't ask for help when they need it. Fuck the stigma. You're a human being. You're allowed to feel emotions.
We got a Rebella.
You're always allowed to ask for help. If you're carrying weight on your shoulders and you think the only way to fix that is by killing yourself, please don't do it.
No.
Talk to someone. Anyone. I promise you, your life is worth living. You have a 100% success rate in your life so far of dealing with bad days. 100%. Men need to be there for other men, and together we
The Claudius family is crumbling, sadly enough. Now we don't even have a clear leader. Motherfucker.
How does this tell time? It all starts with the pendulum, which is tuned to swing back and forth every second. When you look at the escapement wheel, every full swing of the pendulum advances the escapement wheel by 1 tooth. That means 1 tooth per second. The escapement wheel has 30 teeth, so to count a full
Looks
minute,
like I have
to make 2 full
the right number of vassals now.
Given the escapement wheel has 15 teeth.
And unfortunately, I am a child.
Rotations of the escapement wheel, this gear rotates once. This is our second hand. For the minute hand, we have to add these two gears, which have a total gear ratio of, you guessed it, 60 to 1. That means the second hand has to make 60 full revolutions, or 60 minutes, for 1 full revolution of the minute hand, which is an hour. For now, we're going to power this clock by wrapping the weight around the spool on the minutes hand. Every single wrap will give us another hour of runtime. We release the pendulum, and boom, we're keeping time. Still working on the 12 to 1 gear ratio for the hour hand and adding another gear to make it run for longer.
I'm sorry. Wait.
You may be wondering, how does this happen? It starts with the pendulum, which is tuned to swing back and forth every second. When you look at the escapement wheel, every full swing of the pendulum advances the escapement wheel by 1 tooth. That means 1 tooth per second. The escapement wheel has 30 teeth, so to count a full minute, the escapement wheel has to make 2 full revolutions. Now it's time to add some gears. The gear on the escapement wheel has 15 teeth. This big gear has 30 teeth. So that means that for every 2 rotations of the escapement wheel, this gear rotates once. This is our second hand. For the minute hand, we have to add these 2 gears, which have a total gear ratio of, you guessed it, 60 to 1. That means the second hand has to make 60 full revolutions, or 60 minutes, for 1 full revolution of the minute hand, which is an hour. For now, we're going to power this clock by wrapping the weight around the spool on the minutes hand. Every single wrap will give us another hour of runtime. We release the pendulum, and boom, we're keeping time. Still working on the 12 to 1 gear ratio for the hour hand. What is the shadow docket on the Supreme Court? Well, effectively, there are 2 different dockets, or lists of cases before the Supreme Court. There are the merits cases on the merits docket, where the court will entertain extensive briefing, the parties will come in, have oral argument before the court, and then they will issue a long opinion agreeing with one party and disagreeing with another party. That's the normal process, the merits docket. And then there is the shadow docket, which is largely made up of cases that are asking for emergency relief from the court. They're saying that they can't wait for a mayor's decision, so they ask for an emergency temporary restraining order, injunction from the Supreme Court. Often in these kinds of cases, that emergency relief is the whole ballgame. So if you're dismissing this thing and not granting the emergency relief, then there's no point in going forward on a merits decision. As of the last 4 years, the Supreme Court has been using the shadow docket to dispose of cases without having any precedential effect, and often with no opinion whatsoever, no explanation of why they held the way that they held. And that's probably not good for anyone. What is the shadow docket on the Supreme Court? Well, effectively, there are 2 different dockets, or lists of cases for the Supreme Court. There are the merits cases on the